series, we analyze residential properties using the owner framework. Through our experience in real estate, we aim to share clear and practical insights that help you make more informed decisions. In this part, we evaluate with high-rise towers. These developments are typically built on larger land parcels and consist of buildings that are 9 floors and above. They may include a single tall structure or multiple towers within a planned layout. The overall scale is substantial, with larger societies often accommodating several hundred residential units. Their vertical configuration enables higher density living, supported by structured planning and organized infrastructure systems. Understanding the format is one part, but how does it perform across key decision factors? Now let's look at it through the owner framework. Ownership. In high-rise towers, land ownership is distributed across a large number of units, resulting in a smaller land share per flat. However, the scale of development, construction standards, and planned infrastructure often play a significant role in defining ownership value beyond land share alone. Wealth performance in high-rise towers is influenced by organized amenities, structured management, and overall project positioning. Well-maintained infrastructure and scale-driven planning can support long-term value, retention, and appreciation. Entry capital is typically higher, but life cycle systems and maintenance structures are more institutionalized. Neighborhood high-rise towers create a large and dynamic community ecosystem. Shared amenities, activity zones, and organized spaces encourage regular interaction and structured community engagement. This format suits residents who appreciate active social environments within a managed setting. Ease. Operational ease is one of the defining strengths of high-rise developments. Centralized security, maintenance teams, and facility management systems streamline day-to-day living. Owner involvement in operational matters is generally lower due to structured administration. Rental yield. Rental performance in high-rise towers is supported by scale, amenities, and structured living standards. Organized infrastructure and perceived convenience often contribute to steady rental demand within well-positioned locations. Now that we've analyzed this using the owner framework, let's translate it into a simple rating. Each factor is rated on a 5-star scale based on typical performance patterns we've observed. Ownership of land. 1 star, lowest among the options, with land shared across a large number of units, though premium quality often supports higher overall value. Wealth? Only per square foot. 3 stars, sits in the middle, balancing usable space with well-designed common areas and amenities. Neighborhood? 5 stars, strong community design, supported by the widest range of amenities and shared activities. Ease? 5 stars, comparatively higher streamlined management, supported by organized services and strong accountability. Rental yield per square foot yield, usable area. 5 stars, comparatively stronger rental yield, driven by high demand from families. So that's high-rise towers under the owner framework, vertical scale, structured systems, centralized ease. But what happens when ownership is no longer shared vertically? When land structure and decision-making sit entirely with one household? In part 5 of this series, we will explore independent houses using the same owner framework, and you might be surprised how the dynamics shift when shared living formats become completely individual ownership. If you found this helpful and want more such insights, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and follow us on YouTube and Instagram for more.